we're talking with Oscar Hakkinen, who's the head of franchise development at Remedy. We're here taking a look at Alan Wake.
They're here! He's not stopping!
One of Remedy's claims to fame has been Max Payne. So tell us about this new direction that you're taking with this new IP.
Well, I mean, Alan Wake will stay true to what a Remedy game is. It's a cinematic movie-like action game, and it's a really strong story as well. It's a character-centric single-player experience. So Alan Wake, he's a best-selling writer who hasn't managed to write anything in a couple of years. So in a kind of last hope to gain back his creative flow, his wife Alice takes him away to this beautiful Pacific Northwest town called Bright Falls. But shortly upon arrival, she disappears without a trace.
Someone took her.
Alice!
Worst of all, his latest work, a thriller novel that he doesn't remember writing, is now coming true before his very eyes, word for word.
My wife is missing. They took her. I found many pages. We can't talk here. Come meet me in Outdoor.
We want to give the players this kind of roller coaster, heart-pounding thrill ride, and with that we've kind of combined the mind of a psychological thriller with the body of a cinematic action game.
Now Remedy's known for a lot of its innovation, bullet time that you used in Max Payne. Tell us about some of the new technology that you've employed in Alan Wake.
Alan Wake fights the forces of darkness with light.
In Alan Wake, it's the light and darkness. Now, light and darkness is integral throughout the whole game in Alan Wake, not only from a gameplay mechanic, but also from the story. So, Wake's enemies are covered in these shadows, and they're protected by a dark presence that's possessed them. And before you can do any damage on these enemies, you need to first remove the protecting dark presence away using some kind of light source. So we have a lot of environmental puzzles. You need to utilize the environments. You have different types of flashlights which you can burn the dark presence away, and only then you need to use the recreational weapons such as shotguns and revolvers and hunting rifles and so forth.
Remember that, guys, stay in the light. How does this take away or stand out from a lot of the thriller genre games out there?
Well, are there really any thriller games out there? I'm not sure. I mean, there's a lot of horror out there, but we're trying to really establish the first real thriller in video games. We're trying to tap into, it's something more cerebral. We're trying to tap into the player's emotions. You can be walking, running in the forest on your own, and we bring in the mist, and we bring in the wind, and we bring in the soundscape and the music and the kind of thriller feel, and you're scared to your wits. And it might be that we just bring it in for the fun of it, and you're scared the hell out of, and nothing happens. And then when we do it the next time, you become immune to it. So we do the same thing, but then something does happen. So we want to mess with your mind.
Looking at this game, I was reminded of like Stephen King's It, like a lot of the Stephen King books.
We have borrowed from other popular culture, so we've looked into movies and TV series and books and graphic novels and comics, and those are the things that have inspired us. So definitely Stephen King, a writer whose writing is coming true. Twin Peaks has been an inspiration. There's definitely an echo of Twin Peaks at Bright Falls. Lost has been an inspiration. Now, not Lost necessarily from a story or plot perspective, but what Lost do really well is a tightly paced thriller in a TV series style format, and we've looked into that and seen how they kind of deliver that pacing as well. So it's broken down into episodes just like as a TV series.
Alan's not alone in this. He meets a lot of people along the way. Tell us a little bit about NPC interaction in this game.
Yeah, I mean, there's a huge supporting cast around Wake himself. This is like that of a TV series. So there's friends and there's enemies and there's people there to help you, and some that have different motives. But I don't want to tell more about the plot. It's for people to kind of discover themselves and see who they trust and see who they don't trust. We don't have bullet time in Alan Wake, obviously, but what we do have is we've taken those cinematic moments and applied those to a thriller. So, for instance, if an enemy is attacking you from behind and you don't see them, what we do is we pan the camera out and to that enemy and you're still in control of your player, and what it does is it just gives you that little bit of extra time to react and turn around and kill the enemy. And you miss a few heartbeats in those moments. You know, if an enemy's coming and it's just about to hit you with an axe or a sledgehammer and you dodge out the way, it activates a cinematic moment, and it feels really rewarding to the player. And this doesn't happen all the time. These are parameters that are met under the hood. And these aren't even scripted events. These are things that you need to do as a player, and you need to be good at. If you do a perfect flare gun shot, which is our kind of mini rocket launcher, if you like, we can release the camera and follow the flare gun to the kill, and again, it feels really rewarding.
Alan Wake coming out on Xbox May 18th, guys. Check it out.